What's up, everyone? Julia here.
And Trent.
And we're back with episode 7 of Andor, Messenger.
Last episode was excellent with the party, the banter between Clea and Lonnie, and also the basic verbal sword fight with Mon Mothma and Krennic. Phew, that was fun. Bix getting her closure, decimating Gorst.
Yes.
In the way that he tortured her, giving her great closure. But it wasn't without the losses, with Cinta paying the price for Gorman Front's inexperience and, inability to follow orders. So that's going to be very interesting to see how Vel moves forward without Cinta and how she's going to respond to that. But also how Gorman Front and the presence of the Empire on Gorman are going to play on moving forward, and Cyril and Dedra's role. Going to be very interesting to see in this new arc, and also just how far forward time jumps. If it's going to be another year or a few months, it's going to be interesting. Let's check it out.
Let's go. Only a year jump.
Yeah, a year jump again. So 2 years before the Battle of Yavin. Leaves a lot to be going on in that time. That'll be fun to be explored. Oh! Oh, they've set up Yavin 4. Yes. Is that Saw? No. Oh, Will.
Will.
Ah, it's beginning. Ow.
Take your shirt off. And don't tell me it's better. Turn around.
I'm gonna be late.
What's more important?
Ooh.
Yeah, ow.
Easy.
I'm worried.
Pick another spot.
Just
What are you gonna do?
anything I want.
Woo!
Hey. Look at this.
Not interrupting anything, am I?
You dare.
I was about to send a search party. Hey,
When did you get back?
Just now,
where have you been?
I was on a repair. It's a while getting back.
You check in?
Not yet.
Back from where?
Here and there.
This is here. I'm asking you where you were.
Yeah,
Just got in.
he's being secretive.
More worried about you than I have. Where were you?
He's a dog with a bone.
Yeah, not going to let it go.
Ethan wants to know if you're ready to work.
Ready for what?
He knows you were hurt.
If he does, it's because you told him.
He's been trying to reach you. He just wants to know if he can count on you.
Well, he's not making it easy.
Whose fault is that? You trust this place? All these people? New faces every day?
We need an army. Everything's a risk.
All we do here is get ready. Luthen is making things happen.
Easy. What do you want, Will? You want to fight? Or you want to win? Going it alone doesn't cut it anymore.
Or maybe you should tell him yourself.
Maybe you should tell us where you've been.
So a lot of fractures and friction going on. Seems like they've distanced themselves from Luthen.
3 weeks after events in Korea and Jelnovi, there was a firebombing last night at the naval terminal in Palmo. You can see behind
They got a
me
blockade up.
vapor and thermal smoke still rising from the site.
The number of Imperial casualties is still unknown. Admiral Tyson is expected to comment later today, but we've already seen an escalated response level. Curfew was reinstated for the entire city. So far, there's been no statement or claim of credit from any local terrorist groups. You can feel this city, which was already on edge these past few months, tightening up.
Gorman. For Luthen. That's what you've been doing.
It's being destroyed.
He must be thrilled. He's wanted it long enough. Dragging you out there. For what? Help him torch the place?
It's not like that. Not now. It's the Empire with the torches. They've gone insane.
They already were.
What does he need me for?
ISB supervisor.
Oh.
Dedra.
She destroyed Ferrix. She killed my father. You know her? She's there in Gorman. She's there now, and she's there waiting to be killed, and I know you're gonna say
She's
she'll
actually got
avenge
the presence there now.
She's been coming for Luthen since Ferrix. She's been coming after him, and you, and all of us, and everyone we know. She's just sitting there, Cass. She keeps winning. You know she has to be stopped.
I'm late for my briefing. You need to calm down and check in.
I like the little heartbeat music that's playing over the top.
You act like Luthen's the enemy.
That would be easier.
She's a monster. We won't have a better chance.
Yeah. Ooh, interesting that Will knows how to play both of them.
The Emperor has taken a great interest in the situation.
Director Krennic's still with him now, but they wanted me to pass along the affirmative message to you immediately.
We are moving forward with the original plan.
There is apparently no suitable replacement or synthetic alternative for the Gorman substrate material.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I see.
Krennic's had the lab in Edu working overtime all year. I don't know the science, but it's bad luck, Gorman.
Oh,
Oh well.
yeah, just downplay it a bit.
When we're done, there won't be much left to call home.
Jeez.
Jeez.
When?
The fleet will be fully positioned in 48 hours. Then
Damn.
dealing with the calendar, but to commence a full enforced resettlement that fits Krennic's schedule.
We'll need a declaration of martial domain as soon as possible.
Dedra looked a bit uneasy about that.
Where is she? She's unavailable at the moment. I asked you, where?
Cyril?
Cyril!
Captain Kaido.
The
is
backbone.
around today.
He's here. He's outside my office. Who is he?
He is a crisis specialist. He'll be bringing a variety of personnel to help manage the situation.
What I need now is some clarity on how exactly.
Dedra, calmly.
Let the image of professional ascendant settle your nerves.
A successful conclusion to this problem.
We'll reinforce the ISP's position at the Emperor's side. You've done excellent work bringing this forward. Everyone that matters knows how well you've played this.
Captain Kaido knows the objective. He will answer to you operationally. The tactical details, however, will be at his discretion.
You're aware, sir, that the insurgents have weapons at this point.
We're counting on it.
They're playing the revels.
Bombing at the Naval Depot. I can't even get in there.
It's being investigated.
The rumor is it's a setup.
They're running it down.
Who? And who's this tactical guy in your control room?
There's evidence of outside agitators.
You serious? That's what I came here for. That is what I've been trying to do since I got here. That is what you told me you wanted, and now there's evidence I have to beg for?
We are trying to prevent an incident.
By keeping me in the dark.
Yeah, they'll be waiting to cross the sector grids.
You always were in the dark, Cyril.
My sources say this is nonsense.
Stop.
What am I doing here?
Cyril, please.
Don't ask questions.
You need to go home and pack and be ready to leave when I tell you.
What?
Good things are waiting for us. We'll be out of here soon. We'll be back in Coruscant. We'll be together. We'll be rewarded.
For what? What have we accomplished?
Stop asking questions, Cyril. That'll stop him.
Be careful. Do what I told you.
We're really just having to hope that those units are delivered on schedule.
Oh, he won't like this. He's gonna want to dig and find out.
Thank you, Cloris.
Are you planning to go to the office today?
Eventually. It's lovely out. I'm sure we'll walk.
It's just they're asking for schedules this week. Parking and movement.
Who's asking?
Senate security.
Oh, ridiculous. I'll speak to them. Thank you. I'm requesting a new driver.
Don't. They might send someone smart.
Oh, this is cool.
Rising over the Imperial Naval Terminal, where controversy over the design of the curved vehicle.
This represents a turning point in the terror campaign that's been escalating for the past year.
For an immediate and complete blockade of material systems until the incident can be fully.
Something really powerful about the news being reported and the Senate chambers.
Any news?
Only bad news for the Gormans. I'm afraid we're near the point
can I help?
Turn back the clock. Send everyone home.
Oh, I wish I
That's
could make that
hopeless.
so. This bombing last night.
They have no shame, do they? They don't even bother to lie badly anymore. I suppose that's the final humiliation. I came here to thank you, Mon. Your constant courage. The brave face you put to the world. I've done a poor job letting you know how much I admire your grace and energy. Protect yourself.
Oh, just shows the grips the Empire has on the Senate too. Against anyone who's vocal against them.
Fantalesque bimukar bivultekat. Surfedelt kumbi fantalesque. En laifik benash bi selmo poch. Fik up serefors.
Serefors? Nash fixketan serefors a dogambolis.
Nash croc, Villanford. C'est le mousticor et le brave.
Dalam bivek fikembro. Fikumos kube. Mo fik skube. Na bibonan simnash dodalo.
Mig me bord. Vecum tem bieg d'optical suke en ton mas trepoche.
He got brought in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is it, the infighting.
Nash trompinte. Moswat dial. Tem d'abord. Salums. Sinclash. Moswat kumben. Nash pidumgor. Nash pidumgor. Dilan molen walai.
Yeah.
Mokum kozma la bif madal.
He's had the most impassioned speeches at every chance he's had a chance to speak. He's also the voice of the community.
Yeah.
I'm loving seeing the Yavin setup.
You could have just asked me.
You would have said no.
Then what are we doing here?
What's the harm?
You're lucky Marva's not here.
I'm not the one she'd be straining out.
She hated force
She
healers.
hated one force healer 20 years ago.
One was enough.
Doesn't mean the whole thing's a scam. They wouldn't be faking something if it never worked.
What does that even mean?
If I was in pain, I'd try to do everything I could to fix it. You just run around pretending like nothing's wrong and everyone knows it's not true. What's the risk?
What is this?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She's coming this way.
I wonder who.
Set this up.
No.
Who are you?
Nobody. I was just walking home. We're just leaving.
Can you wait? Please.
She sensed something about him.
I was about to ask how I know you, but I'm realizing now that's not it at all.
I'm late already. I'll see you back there.
He's got a blaster burn that's not healing.
Your right shoulder.
Tell her.
Yes.
May I? Thank you.
Thank you for what?
The clarity, that feeling. It's been a very long time. I thought it had gone for good. So easy to lose faith. They come no matter what. Sometimes it even works, but this... You. All that you've been gathering. The strength of spirit. Surely you must feel it.
I'll work on that. I'll come back and let you know.
You saw something.
Why do you keep pushing?
Are you so upset?
I asked you not to do this. Stay if you want.
It's telling the hope she had in her eyes when she realized.
Who is he?
A pilot. Soldier. Tell me what you saw.
I sense the weight of things. Things I can't see. Pain, fear, need. Most beings carry the things that shape them. They carry the past. But some, very few. Your pilot. They're gathering as they go. There's a purpose to it. He's a messenger. There's some place he needs to be. Have you known him long?
I don't remember not knowing him. Maybe you're the place he needs to be.
You're the place he needs to be. As in Bix's mindset and her...
No, I'm more concerned now of what happens if she dies and his purpose goes. Where it's already
She's holding him
directed.
back.
Yeah.
Don't you know there's a curfew?
I needed to see you.
Then have a good look.
I think there's a way out of this before things go too far. My people are convinced you're being coordinated by outside agitators. If I had something to offer, if we could lay this off on outsiders, then...
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes. It's also interesting how everyone perceives the Force and Force users. After all the propaganda the Emperor and Empire has put against the Jedi and basically downplayed.
It's better, isn't it? That must be confusing. What happened when she touched you?
She's a cook in the mess hall.
And you're more than a pilot.
It's ridiculous.
She knew you were there. She felt it from across the yard. She wasn't making that up. That wasn't a scam.
What was it then?
I don't know. I don't even think she knows. But it happened, and I could sense it, and I'm not afraid to say that. I felt it before, Cass. She called you a messenger. I've had dreams like that.
Why are you doing this?
What if it's important? I know you felt something. That's why you're so upset. Let it in. It could only be good. There's no other reason.
It's really taken him aback. Also, the fear of realizing what his true purpose would be.
Find an exit plan.
Without a destination.
It's a personal trip.
The ship's to be fitted with hypercoms tomorrow.
We'll be back soon.
That is unacceptable and you know it. This isn't a base for privateers.
Who's it? Clear?
Those who enjoy the security of Yavin must proclaim their loyalties.
Don't push too hard. You know where I stand. The day I need permission to come and go, I'm gone.
That day is near.
It's not like he doesn't tell them.
Yeah.
So cool.
The square used to be teeming with people and now it's just
yeah.
now it's just the Empire.
For alert! Quick time! Tighten up! Look lively! Form up!
Get these men shaped up and ready for presentation.
There's not a man amongst them, sir, but I'll do what I can.
Am I going to have a problem with you?
Duly noted, sir. Problem-free.
Damn.
The tie sound.
What is that supposed to be?
All right, listen in!
He's got a number of units coming in today.
Attention! Left turn!
They look like children.
I was just gonna say.
Probably fresh out of the academy.
Fodder.
Yep. I was just about to say fodder.
What are you doing? What? Look where you're going.
Tell me where I'm going.
I'm going in low.
Damn.
Haven't seen you in a while.
I know. Everyone's so busy.
Anything you can talk about?
Well, I'm here now. I'm doing intakes. Scaring the new recruits.
No more smuggling.
I needed a break.
I was going to wonder if she was going to...
you say that.
I was getting reckless.
You're looking for Cassian, aren't you?
No, they sent me to talk to you.
Hmm.
Draven, Dodonna. They need him, Biggs. They're on the verge of promoting him, and then he goes and does something like this morning. I know how deeply you believe in what we're doing. We're not Luthen's puppets anymore. We're not a bunch of maniacs running around Aldani. We're building a real army. Cassian is a leader now. We've all given so much. A little discipline doesn't seem too much to ask.
He'll be there when you need him.
I'll pass that along.
It's always interesting to see what people think of Cassian and how they perceive him. Like, he's a leader and he doesn't see it himself.
He sees himself so differently.
Without that purpose. Curfew.
When did this happen? It's been a few months. What if the comms doesn't work? Test first thing. If that's a fail, we meet here. Our secondary would be the ship.
Second floor. Third from the left.
She's in there. She sleeps in the building. The locals say she's on the plaza once or twice a day. She doesn't stay in the place very long.
The glass. Might need 2 shots.
I don't know. It's old. I can ask. Alright, here comes my guy.
Comes first thing.
Ferrix.
Stoneman's guy.
Welcome.
Thank you. Here.
Ronnie
Guja. Mid-rim news.
Never heard of it.
We're trying to change that.
I don't see an interest in. Journalists require imperial approval.
I know, yeah. I just got in. I didn't want to risk the curfew.
You'll have to go over there tomorrow and sort it out.
Yeah.
We're required to notify them.
Of course, yeah.
The Aldern group, their shuttle's been cancelled.
Again, good luck with that.
Wow.
I have a room at the front facing the plaza.
Perfect.
Most guests don't see that anymore. It can be loud.
I'm a deep sleeper.
She will report it. We turn over our guest list each afternoon.
Good to know.
Yeah, good to know.
You'll have to carry your own bag this time. Another way.
Yeah.
It's fun.
He ain't no fool.
Yeah.
He remembers.
He played it well. But it's also how much the hotel's changed in just a year. I love that there's that big boom sound when he goes into stealth spy mode.
Is this the weather center?
Clear skies tonight.
We'll be updating the forecast at first light.
I'll make sure to listen.
We're always here.
Damn. Fully equipped.
He's fully equipped and packing. No dead, right? Can't do anything without them spotting you. What are you gonna do, Cass? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
That's that was a good episode. Just the suspense, the tension.
The tension that's building up within all levels.
Yeah.
As well, from the rebels to the Empire. That there's no trust, like, going through any levels. If someone's higher than you, you're not trusting it.
Yeah. If you're lower on the totem pole, you're not getting any information that you don't need. So that's what Cyril's slowly found out.
Cyril's getting slapped in the face, and slapped metaphorically as well by all the women in his life again.
Just go home, Cyril. But why? Go home.
Go home.
But again, I think Cyril's going to have a very interesting role. Is he going to turn on the Empire, or is he going to manipulate something to overtake Dedra in terms of power? Find out something that's like, I can manipulate this.
But that was a very interesting interaction with the rebel. I need to see you.
Yeah.
We can get out of here.
Are they having an affair? An affair.
Well, it makes sense because you're trying to get in with the Alliance, and you spend enough time with people, you form connections, you form bonds.
Plus, he had that kind of little flirty moment when they met. He had that look of,
"Oh, you're cute."
Hello.
Yes. Yeah. Will he start caring about? Has he start caring about Gorman to that place where he doesn't want it destroyed? He just wants everything to stop.
Well, he's still dressing very gorish. He's not the Imperial type of officer. His hair's grown out. It's styled more.
It's styled more. Yeah, it's not that sleek back.
Yeah. It could be interesting if he turns.
Because I think it would be very different if he knew the whole plan.
Yes.
If so, he's just seeing this as a Empire takeover of Gorman. He clearly does not know about the mineral digging and the destruction.
And why? He doesn't know why.
Yeah, the destruction it's going to cause. And I really think that would make him go, I don't want to be a part of this.
Yeah, it depends on how he perceives what's coming. And when that got announced, even Dedra had the bit of the realization of, it's actually going to happen now.
A 48-hour timeline.
Yeah, a very quick timeline. Again, I'm liking that they have the timelines for these episodes, that everything happens over a couple of days. It's very quick. But some beautiful dialogue throughout this, and showing, again, with the time jumps of a year, a lot obviously happens in that year. It'd be fun to explore in, have a comic come out filling in the gaps or whatever. Cause,
how did he get shot?
Yeah.
How did Cass get shot?
Yeah, it was on a mission of some sort. But also finding out that they've distanced themselves from Luthen. And Vel, after what happened with Cinta, needed to take a break. We were being too reckless, which it shows she's taking the blame for that, because it wasn't them being reckless. They just...
Or even not, she may have, in her grief, done missions that would have put her in danger as well, and it's only been more of like in the last couple of months.
In her grieving period, just going out and risks,
like being very just blasé, just because of that loss and that grief that she's having, and then to bring herself
cold
back in
and
to
realizing
go,
she was becoming...
No, I know what I need to do, and it's not be part of Luthen's...
And it's now interesting they've found the purpose in joining the actual rebellion, as opposed to being Luthen's operatives.
And the build-up of the rebellion as well, and seeing how it's getting a lot more organised, but then still seeing that little infighting with it, especially with Cass, where he does not want the responsibility. He doesn't want to be told, you have to stay, you have to form allegiance, you have to declare.
But he also has the acknowledgement of, we're with a group now, we're with a group of soldiers that are fighting. It's not just being Luthen's operatives to be expendable should the time come.
He's glad he's in that larger... And then
he's larger field. But then his perspective on Gorman, this is what Luthen wanted. Luthen wanted Gorman to go up in flames, to burn. Yeah. He wanted this. So he's obviously become very disenfranchised with Luthen's perspective.
And I think Luthen's way of dealing with how to deal with the rebellion as well, in the sense of Luthen is very much the full extremist, but the extremist compared to him.
One of the
everyone just wants they want to fight and save instead of fight and burn.
Yeah. And if it burns, then it'll be the beacon for something larger. It'll be like the call.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked that we saw Yavin 4 and that's starting to build up. And
that was really
again, with the timeline of 2 years before, they've established the base in the last year. So yeah, it's all building towards Rogue One and A New Hope, which is great. Mon Mothma, even in her brief scene this time, it's showing that the senators aren't safe and they're being monitored, and the suspicion of the driver.
That driver, I'm impressed she has kept him for that long, and I do agree with her secretary. Don't get rid of him because they might send someone smart.
You know what? They need every person needs a sassy assistant.
Yep.
Who's just going to tell the truth with a with a knife and going, he's an idiot. Keep him.
Yeah, he's
idiot. He's useful for your purpose.
He's our idiot. Let's keep him for the moment.
But again, the playback of the other senator for Gorman coming along and saying, thank you for everything, Mon.
Yeah.
And, no legislation can save the embarrassment that the Gore have faced and the hardships that we're facing. It's showing that the Imperial control and how the established Imperial government isn't beneficial in protecting the interests of Gorman. But just visually, you had the news talking about the insurgencies going on, and then the Imperial attacks and the explosions on facilities by the rebels, and the escalation of the crisis. Even without the media reporting that, just the complete visual change of the
Gorman,
town centre. Yeah. We don't even need to see Gorman as a whole, just the town centre.
And
the
how
change.
Bland.
It's
all
now
the colour almost has been sucked out of
the
it.
Vibrancy.
Because the
culture's been sucked out.
Yeah, because it's now just Imperial.
Yep.
So it's grey, it's black, it's white, it's washed.
Yeah, it's and the blockades, the curfew, the stormtroopers positioned everywhere. The presence is the grips tightening.
Yeah,
and you can see just how in the limited interactions that were with the Gorish in this episode, the complete change entering into the hotel. It's now, we have to get this cleared by
stagnant,
by the Empire or the officers, and
we will report.
And the subtle interaction with the concierge.
Yeah.
You have to take your bags this time. Just that little acknowledgement. I know. I remember you. I know who you are. I know you're here for a good reason. So I'm going to help out as much as I can.
Yeah.
But also, just his persona. This is something he has seen before, and it adds, everything is adding weight to what's been shown earlier in the season with him remembering the Tarkin massacre.
Yeah.
He's now seeing it in action again.
It's always interesting looking at it from a service retail point of view as well, is that if you are game enough to go to a coworker, oh no, they've stopped the transport again. Yeah, good luck with that. If you are bold enough to say that in front of a paying customer, that the light inside you is dead, there's issues. There's so much that I think the Gormans are getting to that point where they will risk everything.
Well, that was part of the discussion with Gorman Front. It was the peaceful protests and laying down roses aren't effective anymore. They're just crushing us. We need to rise up. And it's as the guy who did the flip off said, we are the Gore. We can't stop. We can't stop remembering who we are. Once we get rid of that, then the Empire wins.
Yeah.
And that's symbolizing, all this infighting, they've poisoned us against each other because we don't know what actions to take. We escalate, they come down crushing. We're peaceful, they come down crushing. It's I like that he's been that character, because he also carried Cinta.
Yes. Yeah.
He was in the wrong place, wrong time. He carried Cinta. He saw what was going on, was like, yeah, we can fight. And this is something that they asked for in that town meeting. We can't just stand there being crushed. But it's also much like what Luthen was talking about with Andor. You're 1 foot in, you're 1 foot out. You can't start the revolution and then take steps back. Again, playing into what Saw said, revolution is not for the sane. And Will's acting very interesting in this.
He's very confident.
Is he?
I don't know. A confident or cocky or just...
I don't know if it's confident. He's much stronger than what he was.
Yeah.
But he's still... I want to know how long he was with Saw.
Saw. Yeah, it would be interesting to know how long.
Because
he
it
was
seems
with
like a lot
Saw's.
of Saw's mannerisms and probably the...
Well, you said as he walked off, you thought it was Saw. Which...
I thought it was Saw giving the orders.
Yeah.
So when did he come back from Saw? Because he didn't want to say where he'd been.
And what he was doing.
Yeah, so very, very intriguing.
It's very interesting as well with the insurgency on Gorman that they bringing in such young recruits.
Yeah.
And how that really worries Dedra.
Yeah.
The inexperienced nature of bringing in freshly trained recruits as your security detail 48 hours before you're meant to start to take over a country, planet. I would have that. Yeah, exactly what we both said. They look like children. They are the sacrifice that's going to be to the Gorman Rebellion.
But again, the whole insurgency has been manipulated by the Empire. So I would not be surprised if this is another step to manipulate Gorman Front to come out thinking, oh, we can win, and then have something decimate them, like something, have the actual proper stormtroopers come out because they're all there.
They're there, yeah,
and they'll just keep,
yapping.
and they're not subtle. They're
not subtle.
They project with their helmets.
Yeah. And they just yap.
Yeah, but I mean, you're on lookout. What more can you do? You yap. But the other thing with the Empire is they just have expendable numbers. They can just keep sending and sending. So they'll just overwhelm. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting to see. And these lot of episodes in season 1 were the epic prison, the prison episodes. So I think these are going to be the episodes that really stand out for this season because I got that excitement that I had for this is really cool.
Yeah.
With the prison ones with this episode in particular. And just seeing things like Yavin the rebel base growing and how they're living on Yavin as well in the kind of tree houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, the makeshift campsites and the other interesting thing, the Force Healer.
The Force Healer, it's an interesting way to bring into this kind of universe of it, the Force.
Yeah.
Because it's not
at this time
because it's not really touched on. We don't have Jedi. We don't have Sith in this.
Oh no, we do.
We do.
Because Rebels is ongoing at this point.
Yes. But what I'm saying is, in this, it's not like they're a main character. We are looking at the human and the rebellion aspect to it. The very much those just fighting it as a government organization, not the balance of the universe.
Yeah,
and bringing it in as you are a messenger. You have so much to you and for you to do is very interesting. And then the sassy of that feels better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it helps.
It's a nice way to introduce it and to bring it
because we had
into the whole universe as a whole.
Yeah, because we have Kanan, Ezra, and Ahsoka all going along in around this time with Thrawn as well, and the other thing is leading in Rogue One. You've got I always forget his name, but I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me. So. It's always an interesting and a good reminder just how much the Empire and Emperor uses the propaganda of the Jedi to basically say that it was all... It didn't completely downplay and have made people forget by basically making it taboo to talk about. So people who may have been children during the fall of the Jedi don't grow up with it's all folk tales. It was all...
It's all just, fairy tales. It didn't actually
and happen. Also and demonizing the Jedi as well makes no one want to actually come out and be a Force user because they'll just be
persecuted.
You've got Vader and the Inquisitors going around and killing all Force users too. So it's always a good reminder of, especially in this period, why there are so few Force users and why people question it as, she's an old kook.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But I loved that she spotted him from across the room, walked over with that, just the look of relief in her eyes, and almost like an excitement of sorts of this person, and calling him a messenger. Like that's a higher purpose in itself. And that line she said to Bix, you are was it you are who, or you are where he needs to be?
Where he needs to be, yeah. Maybe
So,
you are where he needs to be.
So I'm thinking that because he's still very much of, he's still very protective of Bix and how they go on. He's not fully committed. Like he's not the leader that he's destined to be.
That's what makes me concerned with does something need to happen to Bix in order to push him to become that leader, or does Bix need to do something in order to remove herself from him? So the purpose is then shifted, and I really don't want that.
She takes a step away from it.
Yeah.
Well, again, playing on various themes from other episodes, Luthen saw Cinta and Vel as more useful separately. And he also made those comments of when Cassian went to his shop.
Yeah.
Like,
you're going to have to make a decision about Bix.
Yeah. It's and him identifying that it's holding him back.
Yeah.
The care and love that he has, even though it strengthens him, it's still holding him back
from the rebellion kind of aspect.
Yeah, from the grand purpose and scheme. But again, these episodes are so rewatchable just to pick up on the various things that are said, because I can't wait to edit this and listen to some of the things more in depth. Because it's just so well written, and just the little micro expressions on everyone's face. Dedra having that little when it got told, but also this is good for you, Dedra. This, everyone will forget Ferrix. This is the ISB coming back into play.
This is to show us how strong we are as the ISB.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting watching. She's such a great actor in that regard, because so much is said without saying anything with her facial expressions.
But the other thing, she's a lower on the totem pole to Krennic. So what's to say Krennic's not going to just throw her to the wolves?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's shown he cares about no one.
Yep.
Like, he killed Galen Erso's wife and, like, held Galen captive to build the Star Destroyer. Not Star Destroyer, the Death Star.
Yeah.
So, like, he's all for his purposes and motives.
100%.
Like, this could all
go horribly wrong.
Yeah. But again, the most interesting character on the Imperial side is Cyril.
It's Cyril.
Who I would never have picked.
Never from that first couple of episodes with him in it going, why are you focusing on a low-level card pusher to what he is now?
Yeah.
Is amazing.
Yeah, I just want to know if he had an affair.
I think he's having an affair.
It's kind of implied that he was with the
or he's just emotionally involved with another woman because he can't be emotionally involved with her, because he was so,
which is still having an affair. It's an emotional
affair. It's an emotional affair still, but he was so off-put when Dedra kissed him. It wasn't like, oh, you've kissed me in public. It was that, oh, you've kissed me.
Why did you do this?
Why did you do this? Yes.
But yeah, that line of dialogue between those two.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was almost like the slap was, you're not helping us at all.
Yeah.
You're making theories. You're not
us run. Yeah, and it's very interesting to say to a rebel, leave your cause, we can be safe.
Yeah.
You get bitch slapped for that.
Yeah, abandon everyone you know and love. Abandon the thing. We can be safe.
We can be safe.
Yeah. Until Dedra finds out and then has you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your plan after that, Cyril?
What was your plan after that, Cyril? Well, we've probably got to find out next episode. Yeah,
this is going to be a very interesting arc. As I said, giving me the prison sequence vibes where it's going to be an uprising and a build up. I'm very excited.
I'm very excited to see how this plays out.
Yeah, and also knowing we're getting so close to the events of Rogue One and A New Hope. yeah, my final prediction. I mean, obviously, it's going to be leading to Cass we know in Rogue One, but yeah, the next 3 after this, I reckon we'll get some very sad moments.
Very, very sad
that
moments.
That are going to drive Cass to be who he needs to be.
Mm.
As you said, I reckon Bix might be.
Oh, yeah, I think Bix might be.
Hopefully, she's not on the chopping block, but
I think she may be.
Yeah,
I don't want her to be, but
yeah, Will. I'm also very interested to see
Will's play. Yeah,
play because him going back to Luthen after being with Saw and doing the Rito stuff.
Mm.
That's going to be. He seems a little bit more erratic. I know you say confident. He seems a little bit more on edge.
Confidently erratic.
Yeah, on edge a bit. And the fact that he's with Gorman front,
Mm.
I kind of think something may go
Something
on there.
may go on there.
Where, not being a double agent type thing, but there may be an alternate mission that he's been given as well.
Double agent in the sense of working for the rebellion, but then working for Luthen.
Yeah, with his own separate
mission, which I think is going to be the breaking point for Luthen's original crew, which has already happened. You had the separation.
But Will manipulated Bix.
Oh yeah,
like he played Cass and Bix.
Mm.
He definitely So, or it could be. I don't even know. I was going to say Bix goes back to Luthen. But Luthen obviously has to play a big role moving forward.
Yeah.
With his Axis network.
Mm.
So yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
But yeah, I just like the gaps that leave us to imply and figure out what's happened in the year past. And I mean the last arc did a really good job of that in showing, the trauma that Bix was under and how things are going with Cinta and Vel and Mon Mothma and the wedding and yeah, so I think this is going to be the same. So tell us your thoughts on episode 7 in the comments. I'm Trent.
I'm Julia.
As always, keep it nerdy.